got a really giant van.
This one was completely my fault.
Okay guys, so this is the brand new Sprocketmobile. Da, 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 da. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Guys, I waited like 6 weeks to get this van. 6 weeks, because I want to go check it out. And basically the owner had lost the V5. And everyone was saying to me like, oh, dodgy, he's lost the V5. It's probably not registered, don't buy it. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I got a good vibe. I got a good vibe from the guy. And so basically I sent off the V62. I had to wait 6 weeks. 6 weeks until the V5 finally arrived. But it did finally arrive in the post. Completely legit. The guy genuinely had just lost the V5. So it's all gone through DVLA, all that kind of jazz. And yeah, legally, I am now the proud owner of a wonderful Peugeot Boxer 2020 plate van. It's done 100k on the clock. And I got it for like such a cracking deal. I got it for 7,000. So I'm not going to be buying any more toys for a little while. But I think 100 on the clock, one previous owner, and one of the biggest deciding factors for buying this van was that it is the perfect base for the Sprocketmobile. So let me give you a tour. So obviously up front, we have 3 seats, as you can see. They're a little bit grubby. We have a built-in sat-nav, we have all the mod cons. We also have this wonderful, I don't know if you guys can see, this wonderful reversing camera as well that somebody hooked up. It's a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi camera. So it has that around the back. It's currently not working. It just needs a little bit of a tweaking and fixing to get it all ready. But other than that, it's a pretty strong event. Now at the back, we have 3 seats. 3 seats. So these are going to come out because it's registered as a 3-seater van, which is these ones up front. Now at the side, we have already converted windows, which when I was looking at buying a straight up van, you will not believe how expensive these are. But we also have these fantastic blinds. And if the blinds don't take you fancy, bug nets. So we have a window either side. So it is such a fantastic base. But we're gonna take these panels out. These panels are just simply screwed in. I don't know if you can see. So we're gonna unscrew all of the panels, check all the wiring out and get it up and working. We also have up here 2 vents, which are a bit grimy. So again, vents built in. I'm gonna see if we can try and change these 2 fans for airflow. One of the best things is not the little sink that's built in, which is really grubby and needs a good wash, but it is actually the fact that, let me just move my glasses, and obviously it's not the kettle that's built in, but one of the great things about buying an ex-work van is all of this jazz. So this is going to be really hard to see. Let me just fully get it off. 1 second. So take a look at this bad boy. This is the benefit of buying an ex-work van. It comes with all this junk. Are you starting to see why I decided to wait for this van now? Such a cracking deal. So yeah, basically we have a free battery relay, we have an inverter built in, we also have a heater, and this is all hooked up as well. We've got plug sockets here. We also have a 12 volt USB and a control panel. Now, currently, again, none of this is working. Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know anything about electronics. This is not my forte. This really is outside of my remit. However, I do have a residential nerd who loves electronics, and he already has an electronic workshop up in his office. So he is very much going to come and do all of this, and I get to just enjoy it. Oh, it is hot in here. Whew. So this is the back of the van. Again, I don't know if this is going to be big enough to fit a bike in, but it does feel quite big. It's definitely... Okay, so it is about 172 centimeters. Sprocket measurement fan. So we do have a little bit of damage to the door, but it's mostly just cosmetic stuff. It's not a huge deal. We have the reversing cameras. So just to explain a little bit about this project, after I fell off a cliff in Norway, it was a little bit traumatic being stuck in a hotel. It really wasn't good for me. I didn't do very well. it wasn't great, long story short. It wasn't a great situation to be in, and I couldn't get home. I was immobile, and I was pretty much being ferried from hotel to hotel, and it was a bad time. It was a bad time. Now, I still want to carry on with the adventure stuff, and I still want to do my touring, but I've come to the realization that I need to kind of put some provisions in place to keep myself safe. So the idea behind this van is that, long story short, if there's another emergency, I have somewhere safe to come back to, and also, as long as the person driving has a driving license, in the worst case scenario, I can just fly someone out to come and drive me home regardless of what condition I'm in. So that's the idea, and this is where the idea for the project has come about. But I think it's going to be a fun one. And if it helps prevent long-term stress, it's always a good plus. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to vaccine seats, I'm not gonna lie, because 100,000 miles of grubby workmen, oh, you just know it's gonna be gross. Here she comes, that girl is so peculiar.
Do you want a brew, love?
They've literally drilled a hole right through the kettle.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
As long as it doesn't lose the cable, which I don't think it does, you're good to go, mate. So
Yes.
This is the diesel heater. So the diesel heater, as you can see, has a splitter. So heat comes out here, and I think this is the air inlet. So air comes in here, through the heater, and then out through here and out behind the chair. Right, so this allows us to heat the van. So then this is like all the control cables for it, which obviously they've spliced together. And obviously then this is obviously allows you to obviously control it all. But obviously there's one control cable that goes to this little screen that enables us to turn it on and off, which obviously is super useful because that enables us to turn it off and back from in here. So that's all that system, and I'm assuming there's additional functionality that you can do, but they've just not done that. Yeah, maybe this is the fuel cable then. No, maybe not. But yeah, so we'll need to figure out where the fuel goes into that. So then next we have our battery array. So you can see we have two of the same batteries and an additional one. When I checked, they were all roughly the same. There's 95 amp hours. And I think when I checked these were both 95 amp hours as well. So we have about 300 amp hours worth of power. And we'll start messing with things. What we can easily do as well to see what the capacity of these is like is we'll grab my multimeter, and what we'll do is we'll do the connection on this to see the voltage, connection on this to see the voltage, connection on this to see the voltage. And then because we're checking each battery, if one of them is like 11 volts and another one is like 12 or 13, we know that one of the batteries might be dodgy.
Right.
And then what we'll do is we'll check the voltage across all of them, and that should be 12 volts. It doesn't look like there is a master switch. Alright, there's also a chance our fuse is blown somewhere, so we'll need to go through and test all the fuses, pull them out, test them, put them back, check the cables. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Let me take a photo. So again, it could also just be some of the cables are have come loose as well.
I think we should drink coffee first, and then we'll... Chin chin.
Well,
If you give you £10, would you lick the kettle?
fuck no. Mate, I won't even eat.
If I lick the kettle, would you give me £10?
No.
Okay. So what does that mean?
$1 volt. That can't be right. 1 volt.
So they're all just discharged. And how much would it be to swap the lead batteries out?
12 volt batteries aren't that expensive. It's just the reason I liked that we had these was because we could do like a check if we were able to fully charge them. and we replaced some of the wiring with the Victron Intelligence stuff, we can do a capacity test. What we can do is we could plug a laptop in and just let the laptop basically fully drain the batteries, but it would give us an idea because we'd know how much power the laptop's pulling, and we'd know how much is coming out of these. So if we suddenly said, well, if we had a laptop plugged in being charged for like 20 hours, we would know that 300 amp hours would give us, you know, 20 hours of laptop charging. Right. Which, you know, for you might be 10 hours of editing in an evening. Yes. So 2 days of editing in an evening, which is probably more than fine for like a trip out.
But if they were charging from the battery as well, it would give us more.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So this is why I don't really want to buy new batteries right now, because I'd like us to have a benchmark. And even if we ended up rocking one battery, we can still do the test with one battery. Because ultimately, if these are dead, what we do is we just pull the lugs off, and then everything else just gets pulled from that. My only concern is we need to consider how much power this draws. I have discovered that this is disconnected.
What is that?
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be disconnected. It's a fuse.
So it's slowly charging.
Yeah, I mean, do I need to?
Smells weird. Is that supposed to smell? Do you think you maybe should switch it off? That did not smell great.
But that's the smell of lead acid batteries. That's my point. This is why nobody puts them in their camper van.
That smelled bad. Ugh. It's just like the amount of like so this is just a quick rinse. Pure unfiltered builder farts. Oh, it's come on! But it says channel 1.
Yes, because obviously...
So is that a cable from the...
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's come off here.
Right.
Because there's like a little clip. But the problem is your fucking number 7 bolt is missing. I've just tied that in tight. Come look at your screw kit. Look how neat this is. Hunted down all the pieces. Put them back to where they are. Look at it all.
Ah, you tidied up my...
Yeah, you've got a few missing. I don't know where they are. But the one that we need is 7.
Oh, so anything that I use, I throw in here?
I've put everything in here and I've pulled it all out. These, again, don't go in that kit. Too small, too big.
Have you tried the drawers?
I've checked through the drawers as well, because that's where I found a load of the missing ones.
Oh, my charger. I've been looking for this. Have you tried this blue crate of stuff that I have like multiple like drop zones.
Oh yeah, they got a hole in the vanny boy.
Well, it'll stop condensation building up between the walls, won't it?
Somehow someone kicked a hole through the panel.
Looks
but I
fine
think
to me.
we're going to have to take the edging off, and then there's a chance that we may even have to take the side panels off, so this may end up being like a several hour long job. So my proposal would be is to take the edge bit off at the sides first, and then see kind of are we able to access screws for the back, because can you see there's no screws visible on the back panel, which might mean they're hidden behind this at the sides, but they could also be at the sides behind the edge bit. But obviously if it is going to be, we need to take the sides off. Cap of saffron!
Oh yeah! A little bit of a van update. I have ripped out the stud wall. It's completely gone. It was about 15 centimeters too short to fit a motorbike in the back, which is very frustrating. I'm really annoyed. I'm really annoyed because we could have just thrown the ramp in and started on the front, but no. We've had to rip the stud wall out. Now the next item on the list is, since we're going to be ripping the stud wall out, we're basically just going to rip everything out and we're going to start from scratch. So the van that I thought I could just buy and convert really easily, I cannot buy and convert really easily. but it's fine. We're still going to march on ahead. Fingers crossed. So until next week, my name's Sophie Sprocket. Ride safe, stay crazy, and I don't know, do dumb stuff. See you then. Bye.
This one was completely my fault.